Today I wanted to film a beauty review video. I thought it would be a really good idea to go through a few things that I've bought recently and talk you through what I thought of them. So first up, I have a kind of foundation powder and it's from NARS, and it is called their All Day Luminous Powder Foundation. Now, they actually have this in a foundation form, I know they do. After seeing a few reviews online of the powder itself, I actually figured I was going to get this instead, just because I already have the Sheer Glow and I heard that the Luminous foundation was quite heavy and quite full coverage, which isn't really my kind of thing. Now the shade I got is DeVille. Now I don't know if anyone else finds when they go to Space NK that they're not that good at colour matching. Maybe it's just my Space NK, I don't really know. But I actually had Sheer Glow in the shade Fiji, and this is DeVille, so it's a slightly lighter shade, I believe. What I've actually been doing with this is using it with my beauty blender. So I've dampened my beauty blender and I've been applying it like that. It's a really lovely and natural kind of just powdery, dewy, light coverage. It's really, really good for those of you that are looking for something more natural. Like, if you've never tried a powder foundation like this, like a mineral foundation before, I definitely think this is a good one to start with because it's not too difficult to use and you can just use it with your beauty blender anyway. So if you have one that you use with foundation, then you can use it with this as well. Now, in terms of whether or not I've been getting on with it, I definitely have. I'm actually wearing it today and I find that it's really good just for like low usage. So if you're going to be going out maybe just for the day into town or something and you want just quite a basic, simple foundation, then this is fantastic. It's not a great all-day foundation. Like, I work Monday to Friday 9 till 5:30 and I put my makeup on early in the morning and then I wear it all day at work, and then when I get home I find that this hasn't lasted that well. It kind of falls and doesn't sit that nicely after a good kind of 5 or 6 hours. Now, I might have just been spoilt by my new foundation, which I'm going to go on to in a minute actually. So all in all, I say this is a really good mineral foundation and I would definitely recommend it. It just isn't very long lasting. Next up, I have a foil finish eyeshadow and it is from Stila. I was recently shopping on the very exclusive website and I came across this and I just figured I needed to have it. Now, they have lots of different shades in the collection and it's really hard to get your hands on them because I think they're sort of more American. You can get them on Sephora, but the problem I find with Sephora is that their shipping's really expensive and I just don't really want to spend that much money on shipping. Maybe I'm just being a bit ridiculous because, let's be honest, if I want something from America, I'm going to have to pay the shipping cost for it. This is basically like a really shimmery, shiny eyeshadow. It's not something that you would put all over your lid. I definitely think it's something you would use to sort of like an accent, to kind of highlight certain areas, maybe on the inside of like your eye here, or for a really dramatic foil effect kind of eye look. I do like it. I personally think there's other ones like this out on the market that are cheaper. This is like £30 to £35, which I think is an extortionate amount of money to pay for something so tiny. I also find it quite difficult to use. They give you this little like tiny liquid eye primer which you can mix with it, which does make it easier to apply. It makes it more liquidy, because if you've used this before you'll know that if you put your brush in it, it's kind of soft and so it's really not, it's quite pliable but it's quite hard to actually brush over your eye, so this makes it a little bit more liquidy and easier to manage. They also give you this kind of like tray, so it makes it easier to mix as well, and you get a little pipette. So it's kind of like a bit of a toolkit to apply it. I think it's really good. I've used it once or twice. I'm kind of still getting used to using such a strange product because it's not like a normal eyeshadow, it's not powder based. I think it would be really, really good to use to create a really statement eye look. However, I don't think it's something that I could use every day. It's just too difficult to apply, and I'm quite a natural makeup girl, so I'm not really going to be using it every day. I probably wouldn't repurchase this one because I do think that there's other makes out there that provide the same kind of thing for cheaper. However, novelty wise, I think this is pretty cool and I definitely think you could create some amazing eye looks using it. So have a look at their other colours in the collection and sort of let me know what you think, but I can't imagine myself using this very often. So next up I have another NARS product and it is one of their blushers, and it is in the shade Deep Throat. Now, I bought this because it looked like the kind of blusher I could wear every day, and because the NARS makeup isn't hugely cheap, I didn't want to get a blusher that I wasn't going to use a lot. I'm sure you guys have heard so much about their makeup products in general, and I don't think this is a particularly novel blusher. It's been on the market for a really long time, it's very popular, but I think it's important to celebrate the popular products like this because they're so everyday and easy to use, and this is just one of those products that I know is never going to leave my makeup bag. Like, it's always in there and it's something that I can use every single day. So I've really been enjoying using it, and I definitely think it's an investment blusher, which I'm probably going to like hit pan on. Like, you know, you just get those products you know you're always going to wear and always going to use. So another product I wanted to review for you guys is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. I didn't just buy this on a whim, I trialled it for a good couple of weeks and I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed wearing it. I didn't think I was going to, because when I saw the name Double Wear, I just thought, oh, that's going to be too heavy for me, it's really not going to give me the kind of finish that I want. But when they said that they had the Double Wear Light, I was like, okay, I can probably go with that. After trying it for 2 weeks, I literally fell in love with it. It's like a second skin. It stays on all day, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't clog up my skin. It doesn't look like I'm really wearing foundation. The staying power is unlike any foundation I've ever had before. I can just imagine myself always repurchasing the same one. I think when you find your perfect foundation, you just know, and that sounds really cringy, but I think it's true, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop using this. I think it's going to be my all-time foundation forever. So next up I have a concealer, and it is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Now I know a lot of people really rave about this, and I do really like it. Like, to be completely honest, I don't think it's anything really exciting. I didn't put it on and go, oh my god, wow. I mean, maybe I need to use it for a little bit longer. Maybe I haven't given it a good run. Also, I don't know if this shade is quite me. Again, I don't think they colour match me that well, or potentially the NARS shades just aren't really for me. I don't really know. I personally think that you can get just as good a concealer in a drugstore and from a drugstore brand. I think I've just been a bit spoiled with the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, which is really, really, really good and particularly cheap. It's like £3. So although I think this is a very good concealer, I think you can probably get a better one for less money. I also don't think their colours are particularly fantastic. I don't think they cover a particularly broad spectrum of kind of shades and skin tones, so I think that's really let this collection down. I have gone for the shade Custard, which is a little bit too dark for me, but now we're going into like summertime and kind of late spring, I'm hoping that I'm going to get a little bit of colour in my cheeks and maybe I'll be able to use it a bit more. Next up I have a hair oil, and it is by the company OGX. I don't know if that's how you pronounce them. I've never actually purchased this before, and I haven't ever purchased it on recommendation. But I did some food shopping recently and I asked for my normal hair oil, which is by Schwarzkopf, and it is the Essence Ultime Illuminating Oil, and they didn't have it, so they sent me this one. I've only ever tried the Essence Ultime one and this one, and I think they're both pretty similar. I think I prefer the Essence Ultime one because I'm more used to it. I prefer the scent, I prefer how it feels on my hair. But as an oil goes, it's about £6–7 quid, and it does make my hair feel really nice and soft. It does work well. I personally wouldn't necessarily repurchase it because the Essence Ultime one's a little bit cheaper, I think. But as a hair oil goes, it is pretty good. Last up for the beauty review, I have a lipstick, and it is by L'Oreal Paris, and it is their Colour Riche, and it is in the matte finish, and the shade is VIP. Now, the reason this is in my beauty reviews is because I think lipstick is all about the formulation as well as the colour, and I personally think that they've got this bang on with this lipstick. The matte formulation is perfect. It's not too matte, it's not too drying on your lips, it's still really creamy. The colour payoff is fantastic. It's a really bright, vibrant pink shade, and it lasts a really long time. I actually prefer a lot more of the drugstore formulas than I do to the high end. I've got a couple of YSL lipsticks, and to be completely honest with you, I don't think the formula's that brilliant. They don't last that long. Although they're really hydrating, they don't last as long as I think they really should do. Now that is it for my beauty reviews for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. It's the first one I've done of this kind of type of video, so let me know if you want me to do any more, and I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. See you later, bye! But the reason I bought this one was because I'd seen a review on Fleur de Force's blog, and I'd seen, I think Estee Button also mentioned them as well, and I just really liked the pot. I thought it looked really nice and vintage and rustic.